I'd like to talk a little bit today about wind. In our business, we experience wind-related failures. In this case, this is a big olive tree that failed. And it was a failure for a number of reasons. A, it was loaded with olives, way too much weight. B, there was a weakness at the trunk where it broke and cracked. And C, the tree has been trimmed so many times in the past that it developed multiple tops with multiple masses of fruit. And I think that, frankly, the tree had more fruit on each of the limbs than it should have had, so the weight was just exacerbated, much heavier. But ultimately, it was that weakness in the limb there. You can see where there's a little bit of discoloration and a little bit of decay on the top. So everything coupled together led to the failure, but it happened in the wind. The wind picked up and really whipped this tree around, and that's what pushed it over the edge. Had we lightened the tree before this happened, I think this could have been avoided. We weren't called out for this job. As a matter of fact, these people did not get this tree trimmed for a number of years. So I want to talk a little bit more about wind and how I like to experience it. And a lot of you know that I've built this platform in the trees. It's way up high, and not only do I get to look down on the forest, but we get to look out and experience the weather, the patterns of the weather.
So high.
One of the things I really want to experience with this platform in the sky and the top of this Douglas fir is the different weather conditions. I want to be up there in a storm. Not a huge storm, but I want to feel what's going on around me. I want to feel the wind. I want to feel the moisture in the air. I want to feel the rain. I want to feel what it's like to be at the very top of the canopy during the weather. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'd like to feature different shots. I'm going to carry this on for a long time. I hope you guys enjoy this. It's not the sort of thing that many people get a chance to do, and I've put a lot of effort into building this platform. So, without further ado, this is where we're headed. You know, years ago I lived in Yosemite, 1972. I lived in a tent for a year. I was into rock climbing in a big way. And I was an admirer of John Muir, and I read quite a bit of John Muir's stories. And there's one particular story that John Muir wrote that really stuck with me, and it was about when John Muir was watching a storm and wanted to experience the storm from the very tip top of a tree. So let me read a little bit from John Muir's story. Being experienced to climb trees and making botanical studies, I experienced no difficulty in reaching the top of this one, and never before did I enjoy so noble an exhilaration of motion. The slender tops fairly flapped and swished in the passionate torrent, bending and swirling backward and forward, round and round, tracing indescribable combinations of vertical and horizontal curves, while I clung with muscles firm braced like a bobolink on a reed. In its wildest sweeps, my treetop described an arc of from 20 to 30 degrees, but I felt sure of its elastic temper, having seen others of the same species, still more severely tried, bent almost to the ground indeed, in heavy snows without breaking a fiber. I was therefore safe and free to take the wind into my pulses and enjoy the excited forest from my superb outlook. The view from here must be extremely beautiful in any weather. Now my eye roved over the piney hills and dales as over fields of waving grain, and felt the light running in ripples and broad swelling undulations across the valleys from ridge to ridge, as the shining foliage was stirred by corresponding waves of air. Wow, that's heavy to me. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed that. Hey, thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. And if you're a John Muir fan, tell me what you think.